This is the continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Mia Farrow as Allison Mackenzie, Ryan O'Neill as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington.
"17 years ago, Ann Howard was held responsible for a tragic accident, the blinding of another child. Last night, she felt compelled to return to the scene of the accident, the bluff outside Michael Rossi's beach house.
Well, home again, home again.
Did I eat dinner last night?
No, you didn't. You were upset, and I gave you a sedative. You fell asleep on the couch.
Well, that was a great start. I suppose I should be contrite, but, frankly, I'm too hungry.
Well, why don't you come get a longshoreman's breakfast with me this morning? Come on.
Morning, Doc. Miss?
Hello, Jerry. Get us a couple of longshoreman breakfasts, huh?
You bet.
Is this all right?
Hot coffee to get you started.
Oh, thanks. Oh, you don't take that, do you?
You know, it seems to me as if I talked on forever last night.
Well, quite a bit about the past, not much about the present. You told me you came here to...
Find the truth, Mike.
the truth.
Truth about what really happened, not what they told me happened. The police and all the other children told me that I was the one who pushed Chris Webber over the bluff. I believed them. I accepted it for a long time.
But you don't accept it anymore.
It took me years to get up the courage to come back here and open it all up again.
I'm surprised you'd even attempt a thing like that. I mean, after 17 years.
Well, the police have records of the incident, and some of the kids who were there at the bluff grew up here, and they're living here now.
I know, but the police must consider the incident closed.
Yes, well, that's why I'm trying to get an attorney.
Oh, Stephen Cord, last night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's a good one.
But he turned me down. You know, I try not to attach any significance to this, but, he was one of the kids who was at the bluff.
Well, I admire your courage here, but don't forget I was up there at the bluff with you last night. I see what it does to you.
I just can't go on anymore with these doubts.
I can understand that. Does anyone at the hospital know that's why you're here? I mean, Dr. Morton?
No, I haven't told him who I am.
Well, I think that's important. After all, you're working in direct contact with patients. This is a small town. You're going to have to tell them you're Ann Colby.
Mike, I'm a good physical therapist.
Nobody's questioning that.
My work is important to me.
Nobody's questioning that either. Look, it's not accidental that this is the field you picked to work in, is it?
Probably not. But now the work itself has become terribly important.
That'll make you more vulnerable.
Mike, what happened last night? I knew it was happening. But I let it happen. I needed to talk it out. But you don't think that that would happen with the patients, do you?
And that's not the point. That's not the point. Excuse me.
Oh, boy, you sure you haven't forgotten anything?
Let's see you do that justice now. Read it all, eh?
The incident of the bluff was a personal one, and it was a long time ago. It has nothing to do with my professional life.
And you're kidding yourself. You know you can't keep a secret like that in a town like Peyton Place. And you know it.
Excuse me, Mike.
What can I do for you?
You don't remember me?
Yeah, you're the lawyer that got my brand new boss off the hook.
Well, I thought you might have remembered me from further back, when we were kids. I used to sneak off and play on the beach with you and your brother Chris. And your friends. I've been away for a while, Stephen Court.
Yeah, I know. You weren't allowed to play with us kids. We were a little too tough.
Well, that's what I liked about it. You were tougher than I was. I wanted to be like you. Kids.
Well, you've done okay. Yes, sir, you've done okay.
How's your brother doing these days?
He's fine.
Has anything changed since the accident?
He's still blind.
I'm sorry.
Well, after 3 operations, the final verdict is that he's going to stay that way. And that's a verdict that even you can't have changed.
How is he otherwise?
Well, what do you mean by otherwise?
Good question.
And you'd rather be asking them.
Not necessarily. How is Chris?
He's okay.
Is he here?
Well, look around.
Well, I'm just asking because I'm concerned.
All these years, you've been worried about little Chris Webber that got pushed off the bluff and went blind. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm not telling you anything. I'm just asking. How is he?
Mr. Cord, you won't find him out in that town square with a tin cup and pencils. He's in college studying. You want to know the rest of it, Mr. Cord? Well, he's no charity case. He's paid for all the way by me.
Have one.
I've got my own.
I bet if you hadn't paid out all that tuition...
I could have bought this place.
Mm-hmm. And then you would have been working for yourself, and not Rodney Harrington.
Well, Mr. Cord.
Stephen.
Stephen. Well, Stephen, if it hadn't been for you, maybe I wouldn't have had the opportunity to work for Rodney Harrington. Maybe I should say thanks.
Maybe you should.
Thanks. Anything else?
No. Take care, Lee. Take care of yourself and your brother.
What do you need? I'll get it for you. No, you sit down. I'm just going to get some more coffee. Do you want some?
No, thanks.
You haven't asked me how my evening was.
How was your evening?
Fine. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. I don't know. I can't decide how I feel about anything.
What happened?
We went to the shoreline, and I was very uncomfortable.
Did you and Rodney quarrel?
We just talked. I wish we had quarreled. Maybe then I'd know where we stand.
Allison, what is it?
We decided that we were making a mistake. It wasn't right for us. It upset us too much. Well, that's what you wanted, isn't it?
I think that's what you wanted, isn't it?
Mother, I wish you'd seen those girls at the shoreline. Maybe then you'd know what I mean. They weren't afraid of what people think or how they'll feel about themselves tomorrow. They were living for today.
Don't you think they'll have regrets tomorrow?
I don't know. I don't know anything. All I know is what I saw in Rodney's face last night. He was so wonderful, so understanding. And I'm sure I'll lose him.
Allison, you're selling Rodney short.
No, it's true. Time is very precious to Rodney. He almost lost his freedom once. Now it means something very special to him.
But you're both young, and if you love each other...
Is that enough? Let me tell you why I was uncomfortable last night. There was this girl there, and she was after Rodney. She got him to dance with her. Oh, she was something, all right. She advertised. She wasn't afraid of herself. Just of her husband.
Her husband?
Yeah, Lee Weber. He works in the garage for Rodney. Now, I guess we should say something like, oh, life certainly is complicated.
Yes, we should.
Miss Court?
Welcome to the Executive Secretary's office.
Could use a real office.
Mr. Peyton hates real offices. Well, here's Mr. Peyton's personal correspondence for the month thus far. Betty...
You going to say something?
No. No, nothing really.
Are you sure you don't mind me taking over this job?
No, not at all. I'm delighted Mr. Peyton is lightening my workload. No, I was just thinking that...
You're still upset that I came back to work, aren't you?
Yes. Frankly, I am. I should think that with a new house and all, you'd have your hands full.
I like keeping busy.
Still, with the decorating and all the shopping to do, there must be 1,001 details.
Oh, it'll all get done.
You're very efficient.
So are you.
I should think that Stephen would like having his wife at home, not at work.
Won't interfere. I'll be the kind of wife he needs. I'll give him the kind of home he never had.
That's very commendable. Well, these letters must be posted today.
I'll take care of it.
You're so sure you can take care of everything, aren't you?
Yes, I think so.
You're a very lucky girl, Betty.
What's that supposed to mean?
Not everybody gets a second chance. People will be watching you this time. There may be talk.
Talk about what?
Rodney still lives here.
That has nothing to do with my marriage to Stephen. People always talk whether or not there's anything to say.
Well, just be careful. Don't give Stephen anything to say.